Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw Hiro Hamada from Big Hero 6. So we're going to start up at the eyes and start at the top on the right side. So here we're going to start on the inside and just curve out to the outside of the eye. From this point, we're just going to curve down. From the outside here, we're just going to curve in slightly. And along the bottom here, I'm just going to draw a slight curve line going across horizontally, but I'm not going to connect the sides. There's an opening on either side here. At the top here, on the point where I just met here, I'm just going to draw a circle, a big round circle like it's tucked underneath. On the top right, I'm going to draw a circle with a highlight, and then I'm just going to go ahead and color in the rest of the eye. Now from here, I'm just going to draw the eyebrow. So just going in slightly on the inside, I'm just going to draw an upward curve going to the outside, just outside of the outer part of the eye here. From this point, I'm just going to go up slightly and just draw a curve around the inner part of that eye. And from here, I'm just going to curve out. Now you can see that sort of tapers and gets a little bit shorter or narrower as I get to the outside. I'm just going to close that off with a straight line. And from here, I'm just going to color it in black. Now let's go to the other side here. So I just want to make sure that the eyes are lined up evenly across. So like I did here on this inner part, I'm just going to draw a line curving in on the left side here. And then along the top, I'm going to draw a curve again like I did on the right. On the side, I'm just going to draw a curve coming down just to mirror what I did on the right. And then again on the bottom, I'm just going to draw a curve. So it's almost like a sort of a skewed square. So I just want to make sure that the pupil on the left is the same as the right. So I'm going to start at the top here and just kind of do it almost dead center. Then I'm going to draw that highlight on the top right, like I did on the right side here. Then color the rest of the eye in black. Okay. And then I'm going to draw an eyebrow, but instead of going upwards with the curve, I'm going to do it the opposite way. So starting up here, I'm going to come down towards the eye, and then I'm going to curve up, and then again I'm going to taper to the outside, so it's going to get a little bit thicker as it goes in towards the center. I'm just going to close that off in the end and color that eyebrow in black. Now I don't want you to worry about anything on the outside here because I'm going to basically cover that whole area in black because of his hair. Okay, so now let's get down to the nose. So in the middle here, I'm just going to draw an arch like that for the top bridge of his nose. On the left side, I'm going to draw a curve. It comes down like this, and then a curve in the opposite direction, so facing up. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing, so curving up, and then around on the sides. Now for the mouth, I'm just going to come down right about here, and I'm going to draw a slight curve going up. On this side here, I'm just going to turn the side of the mouth up, and on this side, I'm going to go a little bit bigger because he's got a big smirk, and then I'm just going to cap that off with a little bracket on the end. Okay, so there's his face. So for the rest of his head, let's start with the hair. So he's got this sort of big bang that comes down in the middle of his face. So up above here, this eyebrow, it's going to curve down, cross into that eyebrow towards that eye. From here, it's going to curve up. And then here, I'm just going to curve down. So you can see that there's an opening gap, but it's a shorter hair. Go up again, come down into that eyebrow. Then I'll go up just above the eyebrow. Then from here, I want to basically curve lines down to the chin. Now because he has his helmet on, I'm just going to make sure that I come down on the same side on both sides of the head. So starting up here, I'll come across that eyebrow and come down to right about there where the chin is. Now from here, I'm going to make sure that I do a line that comes down around the same height, in the same space. So right about here where my finger is, I'll curve this line out into the eyebrow, then back down again. And from here, I'm going to draw the helmet. So he's got basically, the opening for the helmet is a big upward curve. So starting on the outside here, I'll touch those lines to the outside. Then I'm going to curve these lines up to the top of the helmet. So on this side here on the left, I'm going to curve inwards. On the right, I'll do the exact same thing. Now from here, there's sort of like a gap that goes upwards. So it's curved in towards the center. I'll do the same on the right side. So making sure that the lines are around the same length. I'm going to just lengthen this out a little bit more. Go straight up at an angle on both sides. And then I'm just going to curve the top by connecting the 2 points. And I can go ahead and color all this in now, or I can do that in later, but let's just do that now quickly so you can see what this is going to look like. Okay, there we go. Lots of big black space in the inside of his helmet. Now, before we go into the top of the helmet, I'm going to have to draw the bottom. So right here along the bottom, it's going to leave a big space. I want to draw the same curve just below the helmet. So right about here, I'm going to draw an upward curve going to the other side. Now from here, I just have to create a nice, big, even, sort of an oval. And I just want to kind of use my fingers to gauge how high I want to go. So right about here, and on the sides, I want to sort of stay tight on both sides. So let's start on the side on the left here, going around, and you can take your time doing this. And if you need to pause, just take a look and try to get this as smooth and round as possible. Coming around on the right. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's go to the top here. So here I'm going to draw in the middle. I'm going to draw sort of a half circle for some detail. And on the side, I'm just going to draw some stripes. So 2 even stripes on one side, and 2 even stripes on the other. Then here in the middle, I'm just going to draw a little bit of detail. So an inward curve on both sides. And on this side, I'm going to draw a circle. This side, I'll draw the same size circle. And then on this side, I'm just going to draw a little bit of depth. So basically outlining just the left and right side of that circle. Now let's get into some of the ear pods. So here, if this is the center, I want to make sure that I get both sides even. So let's start on the outside. So going out a little bit, I'm just going to draw a curve. And from this point, I'm just going to angle up. This one I'm going to angle down. And let's do the same thing on this side. So I just want to make sure I get the same height. So here, I'll draw that curve. Again, coming down and curving up. If you want, you could draw a little bit more detail by splitting this in half on both sides. And then here, I'm going to draw the side antennas. So let's go up here. I'm going to draw a curve going to a point, and then curve back down. Let's go and do this on this side. So going up to a point, and going back down. Just going to split this at the bottom with a curve, just for a little bit of detail. Okay, we got the helmet. Let's get into the body. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw the shoulder pad. So right about here is where your shoulder is. So I'm going to draw a curve like that, just right up against the helmet. From here at the bottom, we got a curve going around the arm, and from this point, it's going to curve up and connect to that point. Now, if I want, I can do a little bit of detail, but here I'm just going to draw a circle. This is where the hinge is on his suit, and then I can draw a little curve detail. So curving down and back up again. Let's draw the neck collar. So right about here, I'm going to draw an angle, and I'm going to take that and then curve around the neck. A little bit of detail, and then draw 2 lines just for a little bit of detail around the neck. Let's get into the arm. So the arm, I'm going to have his arms crossed. So if this arm is coming this way, this arm is coming this way, underneath, his hand is going to appear right here. So I'm going to draw a very simple hand. So starting right here at this point, I'm going to draw a curve like that. From this point, I'm going to curve down. This side, I'm going to curve around. And then from these 2 points, I'm just going to round out the tips of the fingers. And from here, all I need to do is just split the fingers into 4 pieces. From here, I can just separate the fingers by doing these curves along the first knuckle. And then I'll do the same thing on the second knuckle up here. Alright, now let's get into the arm. So here, I'm going to get the arm coming down towards the elbow. So let's come in a little bit here, curve out, and back down towards the elbow. From this point, I'm going to curve up, stop right about here. This is where the forearm starts, or the glove is. So I'm just going to curve this into that hand. Now from here, let's go up to about here. I'm going to draw this big glove. So this point, I'm going to curve out. Here, I'm going to curve down, then curve out to the edge of the glove. And I just need to simply just finish this off by connecting those 2 points with a curved line. Let's go up here and draw a straight line towards the arm and curve this around using that same curve that I've done here. And all I need to do here is from this point to this point. So I want to split that in half once. I'll take those 2 points, find the center, split that in half, and these 2 points, find the center, and split that in half. So there's a glove. Now from the collar here, I could just draw a curved line for the chest. Let's go up here, draw a straight line across, and curve that in down behind that glove for the other shoulder pad. And I just need to draw a curve like that, just to mirror that there. And right on this corner, I'll probably just draw a quarter of a circle, just to match that. And then along the middle here, I'm just going to draw 2 curved lines coming down. This is sort of the divider in the chest. Now for the bottom part of the body, let's get into the back here. Let's start up here, and I'm going to draw a curve that comes in like this. So here's the back, and I'll curve this by doing an overlap. So this is the body, the back of the body. And draw the waistline kind of like there. Now this is going to come up, but because this arm has got to go somewhere, I'm going to draw a glove back here. So start right about here, draw the edge of the glove that meets the elbow, and this gets tucked in underneath that arm. And like I did here, I'm going to draw a similar thing here. So drawing a curve that matches this curve here, drawing a straight line, and I'll just draw a split right there. Now with this, I can just simply tuck that in underneath that arm. Under here, I'm just going to draw a curve. So this curve coming all the way down, I'll make it twice as thick. And then for the elbow, I'll just poke out here, so just stepping in and tucking that back into that glove. And I think that's it. There we have it. There's Hiro Hamada from Big Hero 6. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please share it with your friends, get them to subscribe, and be sure to check out our playlist. We have tons of them. So we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.